Hi, Jurgen.
Hi.
Just looking again at last night, and obviously some of the analysis looked at defending deeper to deal with balls over the top, and also the subject of restoring Fabinho to midfield was brought up again as well because of what you miss when both he and Jordan aren't there. But what do you feel you need to change, if anything, to rediscover the kind of continuity of positive results that we've seen from you?
So first of all, it's completely normal and it's absolutely okay that everyone has an opinion about it. If you go through that game, we had the situation with the offside Timo Werner goal, and I think each team who play, you cannot avoid counterattacks with players when players like Timo are involved because of the speed he has. Is it about the general defending? Is it about your own attack? You cannot wait with your last line when you have your own attack, and then you theoretically lose a ball, and there will be counterattacks. Teams who defend really, really deep will face counterattacks. That's how it is. The other situation, when we conceded a goal, we had enough players behind the ball, so it's not that we were surprised from the counter-attack. It was not about the high last line in that moment. It was we had the players there. We were actually too deep in that moment in the box when Mason Mount finished the situation. So in this case, it was not about the line. What was the other thing? Oh, Fabinho midfield. Yeah, would be great. We had the problem that Nate Phillips, who played now together with Ozan, couldn't play. So we had to make a decision: do we take a now unexperienced pairing on the pitch, or do we take Fab? We decided for Fab. What was it? And now Ozan had yesterday after the game a little problem. Obviously, played now a lot of games, and we will see if he's ready for Fulham. Doesn't look like in a moment, so we will have to find solutions. I understand it completely. Yes, you have kind of absolutely different views on the things, but in the moment when we make decisions because we think they are the best.
Obviously, last night you explained Mo's substitution as well, and I know his agent tweeted something cryptic, but focusing it on Mo and purely his reaction as well, because it's easy for us to put two and two together, particularly when there were those quotes months ago saying that he was unhappy that he wasn't captain against Midtjylland. So it's easy for us to look at Mo last night and say, well, there could be a problem here. So what do you do to ensure that there is no lasting problem?
I'm talking. That's how it always is. I'm not even sure if this situation is now a reason for a proper talk about it. Because there are different things. We are 1-0 down. That makes no player happy. You go off. You can react how you react in different ways because you are not happy about the general game. On top of that, you get subbed. You are a striker. You think you should stay on the pitch. That's all completely clear and not an issue. It's just normal life. But apart from that, because you mentioned now Midtjylland, that's so long ago. That it was absolutely nothing. Mo is in a good mood. He was scored goals after that, all kind of things, whatever. That's all okay. These things are not our problem.
Is there an argument, though, that Mo, along with the rest of the front three, need to rediscover their best levels as well? And to that end, could the return of Jota, now that he's available, give them almost that extra competition that sees those levels raised once again? We
all have to improve. Definitely. You only lose games when you have more potential than the results show. Then it's all about the performance, yes. And that's where we all have to improve. But Mo has still a great scoring record. So, but I'm sure everybody knows, and he knows himself, even he could have scored more goals, whatever. But that's not again, Mo's scoring record is not our problem. But it's in general we have to improve 100%.
Thank you, Vinny. We go to Jonathan at the other end, and then we go to James from BBC Merseyside. Jonathan.
Just looking ahead to the Fulham. Hello, Jurgen. Looking ahead to the Fulham game. What have you made of them, and what do you think of Scott Parker as a young manager?
Great, absolutely great. Difficult getting relegated, getting promoted, which is already difficult enough, but a big achievement. And when you see them, I like that really. I thought it the other day when the way Brighton is playing, the way Fulham is playing, it's really exceptional in this league. Yes, it's tough to stay in, but I think it's a really good sign for England to see that these young English managers, if Graham Potter is English as well, is he?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Irish or Scottish, sorry. That is really good, and a good sign, because they try to stay in the league with two teams, for which is difficult, but they do it in a football way, and I think both of them show really that they are ready for a big career, and that's good for English coaches in general, I think. So if now look at Fulham, difficult start, and now meanwhile in the last few weeks, for sure they had got more points than we got in the last few weeks. So that says already everything. So that will be a tough one. They have it's a football playing team. They have an incredible possession record for a team in that area of the table. So they try it their way, and it looks like it will work out. So a few months ago, maybe, it looked like it's already decided which three teams will go down, and that's now completely different. So it's all close again. And Fulham lost. I couldn't see it yet. We have the analyze meeting after this press conference. But I saw a few pictures yesterday from the game, and you saw really a not sure if dominant, but a very active Fulham side. And Tottenham had to do everything to defend them. And that's what will be the job for us as well. I hope we can have a little bit more of possession and can create more problems for them as well. But we have to be ready for a proper game, because it's not you shouldn't make the mistake to judge Fulham because of their position in the table. You have to judge them because of the performance they're able to show, and that's what we do.
Can I ask, does a run like this change in any way the way you operate as a manager? I mean, what do you find yourself doing more of on the training field?
We adapt to the situation always, and we cannot always adapt to the result or whatever that would mean. I don't know exactly, but to the situation of the players we have available, to the circumstances the players are in, the way we want to get stability, the way we have to create, the way we have to, of course, we work on finishing as well. So it's not. There's always an awful lot to do. There's only little things you only can just let run, like, because they work anyway. But the most important thing is that we have to, and I said it last night, and I cannot change that now overnight. The things we have to improve is our decision making in decisive moments. That's clear. That's obvious, I think. And with the few good things we did last night, in the end, I'm not sure on 100% on our numbers now, but Chelsea had more shots on target than we had. So, and that's something. Shots on target are not the sign. It's the goals you score, but it's a sign. So, and we have to in these moments when you are in. I said it last night. A lot of things were really good, but the last pass was not good enough, and that killed these situations then. And there we have to work on it. We do that, but in the end, it's football as well. It's about creating a feeling in the game, like a confident whatever. And if you're 1-0 down, it's different to being 1-0 up. So, and we with that one situation, we brought us in a situation where we had to chase the game again, and against a quality side like Chelsea, that doesn't make life easier, especially if you then don't use the situations you have. Like, we know the big chances we had, and if you use them, then the whole game can change. If not, they're not.
Thank you. We'll take one from James Malford, then one from TalkSport. Conscious we've got two embargoed sections, and we have been doing a lot of presses. James, then Ian.
Hi, Jurgen. Can I just ask, please, about injuries for the game against Fulham, and particularly Nat Phillips and Ben Davies? How close are they to being back to full fitness?
Nate, I think, will be ready, and Ben as well. So for Ben, it's now, it's not easy. So in our situation, we brought him in, and he has to adapt and all these kind of things. He's a really good player, but we have just to make sure that we try to make sure that the people who play with each other, and if you bring one new player and a second new player, they change and everything. And so we have to see which decision we make for it. But it looks like from the boys that were available, could be, and I didn't get the final information yet, only yesterday after the game, could be difficult for, the game could come too quick for Ozan. But Nate should be ready again, and Ben anyway.
Okay, thank you. One for you, Ian, and then we'll go to Carl Markham from Press Association.
Hi Jurgen, how are you? You right?
Kind of.
Kind of. I just wonder if you think this dip in form is actually was inevitable. You worked so hard climbing the mountain in the last 2 years, winning the European Cup, World Club Cup, the Premier League. I just wonder whether or not it's kind of inevitable that the dip in form was going to come because you worked so hard to get to the very, very top.
Oh, I don't think so. Inevitable means unavoidable. Or,
Exactly. Yeah,
okay.
It's always going to happen.
So maybe that it goes constantly in one direction is I'm not sure if that's possible or not. There are other teams in the world that did that, but you only can do that if you have if your problems are not getting bigger than the solutions you can have, and so that's it. And I think it's the most difficult league to stay on top of everything for a long period is England. It could happen. There's one team who maybe has everything for it. The team, obviously the players, the manager, the money, and all this kind of thing. That is Man City. All the rest has to fight with all you have to get close. And when you are close enough, then you can maybe make it. What we showed last year. But there's a big difference between what the situation we are in now and the situation which could have happened. So becoming second or third or whatever in a year when it's not perfect for you is, I think, for everybody absolutely okay. You have the chance to go in cup competition far. You have the chance to go in the Champions League as far as possible. All these kind of things. But our situation is different. I think we all agree it's a really strange one, injury-wise, and football is much more a rhythm game than maybe people might think. Means when you can rely on different things, when you can build on different things, then you can reach your personal best as a team. And we never had that situation this year, that we really could build on something because we had to change too much, and that's it. Again, that's the situation. That makes it now. That shows why it was clear it will be difficult for us from a specific point in the season on. But then, of course, the job you have to do then is to fight with all you have to get results anyway. Maybe not with your absolute best football or whatever, but results anyway. And that's the point where we didn't do well enough because we didn't get results. And like in an average game, you still can win it or you can draw it or whatever. But we lost even games where we were actually good, and that's of course then not exactly how it should be, or it's absolutely opposite of it. And that's what we how I said, we are very self-critical. We know that, and we take and face all the criticism. That's absolutely okay. But it's still our situation, and we cannot change it now. We cannot change the past. The only thing we can try to change is the near future.
Okay, thank you. Carl, just before I go to Carl, we've got just the guys for the first embargo section, if they could put their hands up. We can't take everyone's today because we've got 2 embargo sections, but Carl first.
Hi, Jurgen.
Hi.
Hey, you said last night, just to go back to Mo, you said last night about him feeling the intensity of the game last night. I'm just wondering as well, does he feel the responsibility of being the main goal scorer in the side? Because his numbers are what you expect them to be, whereas Sadio's and Roberto's maybe aren't.
Absolutely possible, of course, but I don't think for him that's kind of pressure. I think he enjoys that rather. It's not about that. So how is that? Mo is goal scoring is absolutely outstanding again, and especially when you look at the consistency. So again, it's. I said I could have changed last night. Other players as well. That's true. It was more about who we bring on in this moment, and then in the situation when you make a decision like that, he looked for me like he felt intensity. He probably saw it completely different. That's again absolutely fine. That is not the most important thing in the world. Half an hour without Mo Salah, maybe that's the reason why he can play on Sunday again. Stuff like this. We make these decisions in the moment and not with any thoughts in behind. The problem is only you have to explain it obviously then after the game, the day after the game, and all these kind of things. We you try to find a story. These kind of stories, so far, they didn't happen. I cannot guarantee for the future and for all times that it will never happen. But these kind of discussions we never had. So it's completely normal. The normal. I make a decision. The boys accept it. Nobody feels that he has nothing to do with the situation, that he's not responsible for it. Not I don't do that, the players don't do that. We all know we came together to the top and we came together to the point here, and we will sort it together. So that's our idea of it. But I understand that this kind of, I cannot not change a player just because it creates a story afterwards. I don't even think about these kind of things in a moment when I do it. Oh, but will that mean? And tomorrow they will ask this or that. It's just not like this. You do it because you think in the moment it's right, and you are allowed to judge it afterwards if it was right. That doesn't change my decision anymore because I can't do that.